The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with Zelda Speaks. Tuesdays, Self-Cell Care with Jody Susan. Wednesdays, Repairing Broken Families with Naima Latif and co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursdays, Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And Fridays, Health and Wellbeing with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, Success Strategies with Jana. Second Saturday, Wendy Williams Esquire on relationships. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, Wisdom with Mama D. Join us Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to the host and be a part of the solution. And good afternoon. I'm Naima Latif, and you are watching the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. And we are joining Move Around with Deborah. And we are taking a look at the theater. And we want you to call in 515-605-9325 and press 1 when you're ready to speak. And we'll gladly take your calls as we take a look at enjoying culture around the world as we move around with Deborah. And let me bring in my sisters of the microphone.
Hello.
How are you?
Fine. I just want to make sure we're not getting an echo. And I'm going to ask Chevy and Zelda, who are online, are you receiving the audio okay? Okay, great. And Chevy? Chevy, can you hear me? Okay, you don't have an echo.
Yeah, I'll just make sure we need to close a mic or two. So,
all right.
So are they okay with the sound?
Yes. Yes, and Zelda is coming in.
All right, well, I'll make sure.
See, Chevy, we aren't technicians either.
All right. So let's bring in our other sister. And
there she is. Now, how can I get Chevy in on the conversation?
Is she on this? Is she on the switchboard?
Yes.
Simply put your phone on speaker and we can hear her voice as well.
Oh, okay. Got it. Well, there she is. Okay, so welcome, Naima. We're so glad that you're joining us as we immerse ourselves in this show, talking about theater. Zelda was just sharing with us the playbill. Yes, I love playbills. You know, I used to throw away playbills. I'm gonna start saving my playbills because I just, you know how we say we're cluttering. But my last show was Lady Sings the Blues.
Ooh, yes. I know that was a good one.
John Ruffin out at another smaller theater, in a neighborhood theater out in the suburbs of Park Forest. It's called Theater 47. I love it. It's just a nice, small, intimate theater. and we just have a fabulous time. And he has so much going on. I think that the smaller, intimate theaters are more immersive.
Yeah.
Than the others. That's just okay. My opinion, my genre.
The washrooms aren't so far away. The water fountains aren't far away. I even saw a phone, a telephone, not a booth, but a phone on the wall, and I was like, "Wow, what a relic!"
Hadn't seen that in a long time.
I don't
know how I forgot to take a picture of it.
Yeah, it's more intimate. These smaller venues. And I just you can't beat it. It's like being a part of it.
Yes, you are.
I love it.
Afterwards, you get a chance to talk to the staff, the cast, I should say. Yeah,
and take pictures.
Yeah, video. I got plenty of it.
Of the superstars in the making.
Yep.
My son was in a play several years ago that Gene produced. When Gene was producing plays.
Oh yes.
And what is this series?
Yeah, Gene.
Is it Chirac? Not Chirac. The series.
Oh, I don't know what the series is.
The series, Chirac. Yeah,
is it Chicago something, because Chicago's got several series.
Yeah,
Chicago Med, Chicago PD, Chicago Fire.
Yeah. Well, this is the one that one of the main
with her friend is in also. I know what she's talking about. The one that LaDonna Tittle is in.
Yes, the one that LaDonna Tittle was in.
The Shy.
Okay, the heavyset young fella.
Oh, that was your son?
No, that's not my son, but he was in the play. He and my son were in the same play together. Gene produced us all when he was younger. So, okay, we were with stars back then.
And just didn't know it.
Yeah, I my mind is, I am bad with names. There's 50 here. Okay, so I got a 50 in my background. That's for the years that I've been with my husband, not married, but with my husband.
We're still together.
I know. I mean, she don't
anymore.
The birthday is for my day today. It's my birthday.
Today's your birthday? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I know I can't sing, but my heart is in it. Happy birthday.
I love you.
May you have many more. At least 50 more.
Yeah. I hope I can get around as well as I can get around now, because I don't want to get no further.
Mobility is key.
Yes.
At this juncture of life. Yes,
exactly.
Ma'am.
And that's why, we have to live life to the fullest. And being in a part of the arts and just you have to. I love cruising. And I always say cruising, you can encompass so much. A lot of people say, oh, it's too much water. I'm like, forget that. I'm not there to swim. I'm there to cruise.
Hello.
But on the cruise ship, there are also theatrical arts.
There is, yes.
That's going on.
All kinds of entertainment.
You got karaoke is one. You got the plays, and you got some major plays that are going on.
The talent shows.
Yes.
The comedians. Hilarious. People you never even heard of. Funny as the day is long.
And some that you have heard of. Some familiar shows. Look at
JJ Walker. It's on JJ from Good Times. Always on a cruise.
Always on a cruise.
Really?
So yes, the entertainment, the monetary value for cruising is so encompassing of everything.
All inclusive.
It's all inclusive. And you have a captive audience. Even those companies who want to have meetings, you know, a lot of times you have a meeting, you do a meeting planner, and if you have a meeting at another resort or something, you may lose people. You may not have you've got the expense of the meals and the activities and the rooms, but on a cruise ship, it's all together. You're gonna feed them, and you could have the rooms, the meeting rooms. You can reserve a free meeting room. In some cases, the audio visual is included. The internet, you got that. So
everything.
it's a win-win situation for meeting planners to get involved in the cruise lines. But I think about it. We have the dinner theater. Remember?
Last time I went to a dinner
the one on 95th.
Yeah, I went to a dinner theater. It was very, you just feel so elegant. You know, you sit at the table and, you know, the performers and everything.
Yes, we have many of those, and not even just in our area. If you want to get away, I know in the Black Hills, they have dinner theaters. Am I right, Shelby?
Not per se.
Not.
And actually, with the theater people, we're not absolutely fond of dinner theaters. Because, a lot of times they're done on the cheap, and they have all of the actors and actresses waiting tables.
Oh no!
They should be on the stage singing their heart out or whatever.
Right.
There are problems from
the
side.
Well,
but there are a lot of them out there, and I've been in some really, really good ones.
Yes, I know there are some in our region.
You have to. Dinner theaters are really hard to do from a business to make money.
Oh, okay, to make money. Okay,
it's hard enough for the tickets, you know, to cover your
participant or the
cost.
An audience.
Yeah, I don't. You say you wouldn't want to do it. I know the mechanic. I'm not sure about the mechanics, but I know that almost every small theater when I travel, it includes a meal and the theater. And so I don't know if it's based off of the restaurant, and then they brought in the theater. And I know when we go to the Amish country, part of the country in Indiana, in Napanee, Indiana, they have great playhouses with, of course, you know, they feed you very well, but one of the things that I spoke earlier about Disney doing with Beauty and the Beast. But The Lion King, I
saw that in the theater. That is a whole different experience.
The
costumes that represent the animals, and just, you know, maneuvering the sticks that you got to use to, you know, walk and everything to portray a four-legged animal. It's a lot of
amazing.
Yeah, it's a lot of coordination with that. I saw the movie and I saw the stage presentation. I enjoyed both, but there's definitely a lot of mechanics involved in theater producing something like that. You know, when you're supposed to portray like a herd of animals, or, you know, all the visuals that you have to think of when you're doing live stage productions.
A large cast.
Yes.
Large cast to involve that.
And don't forget, Deborah, we got off the subject very and moved away, but on a cruise, there are plays on the cruise.
Yeah.
And you have not lived, for anybody listening or watching, I know your life may be fabulous, but you have not lived until you've had the cruise experience.
You haven't, you know, that's one of their mottos. You have not lived until you've cruised.
Yeah, you haven't.
So that means that you all you ladies, including you, Shelby, are joining me on our fabulous cruise in October.
Where?
Oh,
We're
yeah.
going, actually, this is a port that I haven't been in a long time,
You need a passport?
Out of Long Beach. You know what is preferable to have your passport? Oh, that's something else I didn't mention in the beginning in the transportation. The real ID.
Yeah,
They've changed the date again.
In May or something, or March?
No, 2 years from now. They've changed the date again.
Okay, what's the real ID?
I think that isn't like a domestic passport kind of thing, but everybody's supposed to have one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The real ID will allow you to fly in the United States. You have to have a real ID or a passport. Now, passport supersedes all identification unless you're driving. But the real ID allows you to travel state to state. You see, we've gotten into this political thing about each state has their own jurisdiction. So now, because of that, some states don't recognize your regular, like say, state of Illinois identification. If you were to go to Massachusetts, you may not, I don't know. Yeah. So this is where they came up with the real ID. And when you get your identification renewed, or well now it's good because you can, when you get it renewed, make sure you find out the documentation that you need to take with you to get the real ID.
Oh.
Okay. And that's for driver's license or just regular identification.
Oh.
Yeah. So
and it is additional identification that you need to take with you to identify who you are for the real ID. And please don't let folks tell you. Now, the passport application requirements or procedures have changed, but don't let someone tell you that a passport card is good for you to travel in.
It is
when you're going out of the country.
Yeah, and how do we spell how do we spell Shelby's name? I want to make sure I put her name on the screen.
Okay. Shelby's, it's not Shelby, it's Shebby. SHEBY.
Okay. Shebby. Okay. And Shebby, and where's Shebby from?
Her last name is Lee.
Shebby Lee. I like
Yeah.
that.
And she's out of the Black Hills of South Dakota.
Now, is this cruise going to American place or out of the country?
We're going to Mexico.
Mexico.
Yes, it's leaving out of Los Angeles, or that port, and it's a 7-day cruise. It is in October. I think it's October 14th.
Yeah, you need a passport for that.
Oh yes, you definitely need a passport. I believe you need a passport anyway, because you never know when the opportunity for you to travel somewhere comes up at no cost to you or very inexpensive, and you want to go. So you need to have a passport, and your passport should be active at least for 6 months in the future, only because you don't want to be in a situation where you're gone somewhere and it expires, and requirements will hold that you have to have an effective passport. So they last for 10 years. Invest.
Yeah.
So I got a question about, I guess, the adjacent areas to the United States. You do need a passport for Canada, or you don't? Because I know it used to you didn't, but now do you?
You need a passport for Canada and for Mexico. You can use a passport card if you're driving over the border.
Okay. Now, what about areas like Hawaii, where you can't drive to Hawaii, but it's
still part of the United States.
So you don't need a passport for that.
No, you do not. But it's always good to have a passport.
Just in case. Always good to have. But yeah.
Just in case. And then the Virgin Islands, you don't need a passport because those
I just saw that where
and
Puerto Rico,
you don't need one.
Puerto Rico. Okay.
Yeah.
But
are there cruises going to Puerto Rico? Are there cruises going to Puerto Rico?
Yes, I believe there's a cruise that has begun again in Puerto Rico, and then I believe there is one line that's flying. If you fly into Puerto Rico, it cruises out of Puerto Rico. Yeah. I know before all of this shut down and before the weather challenges came about, we had them and they were beginning to add up. But yeah.
I know this might be a dumb question, but
no question is dumb, no matter how often we repeat the answer.
Okay, how far in advance are things predictable, like hurricanes? I mean, I know weather patterns are usually predicted, like they used to have a farmer's almanac, and they could predict like 7-year patterns. But stuff like hurricanes, is there some type of an almanac that predicts when a hurricane is expected to reoccur someplace? So if you're planning a cruise to one of the islands or something, you can look it up and see, okay, are they due for a hurricane? I mean, is there record of that sort of thing?
Not that I'm familiar with. I don't know. Chevy, are you familiar with it?
Like anything else, you go by averages, and Mother Nature's been throwing us some things at us recently.
Yeah.
So that the averages don't mean nearly as much as they used to.
Not at all.
There is you could look it up in some kind of an almanac, I don't know what time, that there is a hurricane season, and it starts in September or something like that. But that is based on historic fact, not what is necessarily happening today.
Right, because
there's scientists working on this, saying, we've got to reconfigure some things here because it's just not the way it used to be.
No.
And not just with hurricanes, it's just about anything.
Anything, because
a snowmageddon like we had this week.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the last one we had was in early October, several years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that didn't teach us much. It's December now.
What you call it?
Would expect snow, you would think.
Snowmageddon is.
It's not like in Chicago.
So the only thing that will assure you is insurance, travel insurance. Don't leave home without it. And when you're booking your travel, because now we're booking our travel a year, 2 years in advance. You get that travel insurance. It's an investment that you're protecting. You have life insurance. You don't want to use it.
Right. Yeah. You never want to use any insurance, but you have it when you have to use it.
Right.
Have it not needed and needed and not have it.
It's the protection. So now one of the things that I do look at, if I know I have a client or I know I'm traveling, is for the hurricanes. I look at those winds coming off of the south coast of Africa.
Ooh.
Because that's where those hurricanes generate. And you follow the path. And sometimes they go down along the Gulf. And sometimes they come up on the East Coast. You find that if you want to travel to an island, so to speak, travel to an island that doesn't have many of those anomalies, like Aruba. It's windy in Aruba all the time, but they don't get many hurricanes.
You really got to just kind of research, and I don't know, just Google hurricanes, where are hurricanes or whatever, something.
No, you never know. With the way that the weather is changing now, you never know what's going to happen. You cannot predict it, especially when you're planning travel.
Yeah.
So when you're planning travel, plan for that insurance. and plan not to go or change if you go, but protect your investment. Yeah, that is key. That is key to the element.
Well,
whether you're going to a play, you're going to a passion play in Germany. Yeah, those passion plays. But if you don't want to go to Europe, you can always see a passion play here in the United States.
Yeah. Well, speaking of theater, I remember one theater performance that we went to, and I think one of the stars was from New Orleans, and it was during that time where the hurricanes, the floods had hit, and they couldn't get a flight out, and so I think they had to have an understudy or something because they was not able to travel.
Right.
Disaster happening where they live. So I mean, those things, they can affect a lot of things. They can affect a lot of lives. If you can't travel because there's a weather condition, and you got to be on stage. I don't know. I guess that's why they always have an understudy in it.
Always.
Yes.
You have to.
Yes. And that's why they tell them to break a leg. So the
break a leg.
Jersey Boys. That's the name of the play that was on the cruise ships on, I think, a Royal Caribbean line last year.
Ooh, sounds like
Jersey Boys. So top of the arts.
Yeah.
It's not no little bitty, unknown thing. And some of the performers, of course, everybody has musical performers and the comedic performers. So, but the drama.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, I'll tell you what's exhilarating if you've ever produced a play. I think the first time I produced a play, and it was at DuSable Museum, nice size cast. We had dance performances, song, the whole bit. The title was A Hip Hop Journey with the Ancestors.
Oh,
yeah.
That was exhilarating. And one of the people who performed in that play is now an Oscar winner, Mahershala Ali. He was a very good friend of my husband's, and his performance was, and I'm thinking, to reintroduce that because we
right
movie. But you never know. So many people start out in the theater, and you never know where they're going to ascend to and where they're going to develop. Because everybody who's mega famous now, a lot of them started out in the theater.
They started out in the theater, and then now
Viola Davis, all of them. Yeah,
they're aspiring to get their Tonys. Those are the Emmys of the theater, the Tony Awards. Yeah, I get me a Tony. Oh no, Zelda got her Tony already.
Come on, where you going this morning? Where you putting on clothes for? I gotta be on the board show. Oh, okay.
Oh,
for y'all that don't get the joke, her husband's name is Tony. Okay.
Yes. So it is. I just love the theater. I like the theater better than I like some of the other things now, like the concerts that we used to go to where there's thousands of people.
Yeah.
I don't need
the last one I went to. What was that?
How many people?
What was that one? Because we had the producer, I think, or one of the actors on the show here. I think it was on Zelda's show. What was the name of that? Langston, my brother Langston.
My brother Langston, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Black Ensemble Theater.
Yes.
Oh, we gotta talk about Black Ensemble Theater.
She's got Jackie Taylor is amazing. And now the other theater on the south side is open too now.
What ETA?
ETA, where they're teaching. They do a lot of education.
Yeah. Because we had one of the producers on Jana's show, because he's, what's the name of his play? Through Their Eyes, and I went to see that too. The thing about plays are so intimate, and you really draw so much on the actors because, I mean, they have to make up for special effects that are not there in movies, so everything comes from the energy of the actor, which makes
and the writer producer. I think about Jackie Taylor, and the first play I saw of her was The Other Cinderella when she was on Beacon. Way back, and I'm like, and ever since then I've been amazed at that. I'm sorry, Chevy, were you saying something?
No.
Oh, okay.
And the thing about the ensembles, I didn't know what that meant earlier, and then I found out later. I don't know why I didn't know. It just means a small cast. So you have every actor that's playing all these different roles, and that's what's really challenging, because I mean you have to change clothes and be this person, change clothes and be that person, change clothes and be somebody else. So that takes a whole lot of talent, a whole lot of good directing too, like you mentioned, with Jackie Taylor being able to produce and pull together a small cast and tell a big story. That takes
yes. And ETA, I've been going to ETA for a long time. They do a lot of fundraising, and it's really affordable. And they still are doing the fundraising and have the children's theater on certain days. They have, of course, senior days. But they are really putting together another every year. They have another cast that comes out and just works with everybody and being so personable. There's another new theater on the South Side where there's a couple of them. I tell you, there are so many theaters in Chicago alone. There are over 100 small theaters in Chicago, in the Beverly area. We have a theater right here. There's another one that is right here on 115th and Vincennes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So the theaters are everywhere. Now there is a free, even some of them are free. Just come on out and see. Now they're not, Blue Star, but as Shelby was saying, we're getting it in where we can fit in, and we're all doing what we can do, and we're just enjoying life.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's pretty special when you can go to a show and just enjoy the local culture. Now I tell you what was really interesting. Shen Young, that was phenomenal. Tickets to that. We went for my birthday, and I just learned so much about the whole history of that, and what the dance performances meant, and what was happening politically in China that they were making a statement about, and the fact that they had been banned in China. I'm like, ooh. Because
now, was that at the what? Did you go to the theater at the college?
Where was that at? It was on the north side. It was a Chicago theater.
Oh, okay, on the north side. I know it showed at the college, and I like that the college does performances and whatnot, and Navy Pier. I think it was at Navy Pier too.
Yeah,
it has a nice theater.
What theater it went to? It wasn't a big theater, but it was
okay.
It was a nice theater though. I'm trying to think of where it was. I should know. That's terrible.
That's
but
you got
beautiful performance.
Yeah,
I got to play. I save everything. I save playbills. I save funeral programs. I save everything. Everything I go to, I save
history. Shep and I were talking about history. And how important history is in knowing and sharing. That's how we get along, how we get around with history.
Yeah, I mean, just think of all this stuff.
Touched on, which is so important, is getting those kids involved. I'm delighted to hear that they are not only encouraged to come, but maybe given freebies Because if you can hook those kids on theater, you got them for life.
Oh yes.
Mm.
Oh yes.
You're building an audience for the future. And
Yes.
theater is, obviously, to me, a very, very important part of my life, and I think it should be of everybody.
Absolutely. I know we're about to we've got to get out of here on the Blog Talk Radio. They're going to cut us off in a moment. Chevy, it was such a blessing for you to join us today. Thank you so very much. I so appreciate it.
Really enjoyed it.
I hope to have you back, and we'll be talking again. Oh, see, here they go. I've got to put on our ending music. Okay, let me find it, and
Second thing on the switchboard.
we can hold on just a moment, Chevy. I want you to have a blessed day and be safe in your travels.
60 seconds.
Yes. Great.
We've come to the end of our show today, but you can hear every show in the archives at www.blog.
Happy anniversary and happy birthday and all of that.
Birthday boy, to
Also hear
Deborah.
today's show on the feed.
I was born. That was her 50th birthday. So I was going to say,
Years married to one person.
that's doing her man for 50 years.
Let me tell you what my man did for me.
Mm.
He is he's a theatrical himself. But yesterday,
Remove Shelby, Naima.
Oh, I'm sorry, my fault.
yesterday he went to the place we met and set up a table
Oh.
with the background, with a poster with flowers. And the people were like, I told them, I said, them people were fit to call the police people on you. If you come setting up for a date. It's now Popeyes. It used to be Jack in the Box.
Whoa.
Popeyes, and they was like, "What are you doing, Mister?"
I mean, was it illegal what he was doing, or just
It's just unusual.
unusual?
Yeah.
It was unusual.
They said he didn't have no mental illness issues. Huh?
And come to think about it, he had to have somebody else take a picture. Yes, because he couldn't do no. And so he sent me the pictures this morning. He sent me the pictures and said, Here I am presenting to you. Can you guess where I am?" And I'm like, no. I'm looking at everything. I see a gas station outside, and I see a table, and it wasn't all elaborate. I see the 50, and I'm like, and the birthday balloon, and I'm like, I don't remember ever being there. And come to think about it, I don't remember what I did on my 50th birthday.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't remember.
Nothing will make you forget. Yes.
But then I'm like, so I said, well, I saw he had on his work outfit, and it was a work outfit on the side in the next chair. I said, oh, well, you at your job. And then I thought about it. I said, his job don't look like that. Like plug in my mind. So I opened up the picture and to read the writing on the cake. And the writing told happy birthday, the 67th birthday. So I'm like, oh, this is a new cake.
Okay.
So then I put it together, 50 cake, okay. And then it was so sweet. He said he wanted for my friend about to bring me to the place and share, you know, like blindfold me and all that old stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But that didn't work because it's cold as heck outside.
Oh yeah, that would have been.
I'm not going nowhere.
So you've been with him since you were 17. Is that right?
Wow.
17.
Was he your first love?
Pardon?
Was he your first love? Don't answer that.
You say, oh, okay. That means how do you
Okay, well,
how do you determine love?
We're not live, right?
Oh, wait a minute.
We are live. Yes, we are.
We gotta say goodbye to our
say goodbye to our audience.
My audience love you. Go to the theater.
Go to the theater.
Join the theater.
Black Ensemble Theater. Oh, and speaking of I gotta say this.
Okay.
What was his name? BET Black Ensemble Theater. What was her name?
Jackie Taylor.
Jackie Taylor used to work with my sister in Chicago Park District, and she quit her job at the Chicago Park District. Everybody called her crazy to open up Black Ensemble Theater, and look at her.
Beacon Avenue.
North Beacon, right off of Wilson.
Yes.
For those who are thinking about doing anything in theater, don't listen to the voices that tell you can't do it. Jackie Taylor is a prime example of that. Okay.
And you know what? Somebody else? Tyler Perry.
Yes.
Sleeping in his car. He talked about it when he said that. Shout out to Twitch, who they said committed suicide. I don't know. I can't confirm none of that.
Yeah, we wasn't there. Yeah, we wasn't there. But Tyler Perry is another strong story. Even he had started and quit so many times.
He said that.
Steve Harvey too, sleeping in the car, you know, no money.
Yes, they talk about it. So don't quit. Don't get, no matter what it is. No matter what it is.
Tells you, just do it.
Because the light is on the other side.
Yes.
And what's that performance is coming up? You got I think that's the one you got the playbill for?
Yeah, that's still playing at the Harold Washington Center. I don't know what the date is, but if you go to my blog, you'll see, not my blog, go to facebook.com. Oh, Higher Learning TV Show. Facebook.com, Higher Learning TV Show. That's where all the videos are. But you can also go to, I think it's BroadwayandBrownsville.com.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Broadway.
And then don't forget about Broadway in Chicago.
Yes.
Broadway in Chicago. So many theaters.
Yes.
So many. And Prince, the immersive, we didn't even talk about the immersive theater. Prince is still here until the 31st. And I think he's at the Looking Glass Theater.
Mm-hmm.
He's down on North Michigan Avenue in one of those theaters. Yes, Prince, immersive.
Wow. See, that's
rain.
Yes.
Once you okay, you muted yourself.
Uh-oh.
Yes, you.
Uh-oh.
We can't hear you anymore.
Yeah, check your phone.
I still can't hear you.
I don't have a phone. I'm on
here.
We
can hear you now.
Hear you now. Yes. Yeah. Well, we'll say goodbye to our
you need to have a purple show.
We'll have a purple show. And
I have no problem with that. I got plenty of purple.
Yeah. A Prince show.
Yes. We will see you all tomorrow on Soul Purpose Healing with Beata, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Tune on in.
We'll see you there.
Yes.
Bless all folks.
Blessings to you. Happy